Hello, everybody. This is Gio and Joey. We got 3 short clips for you today, giving you a quick hitter. Joey, how you doing?
Better than I deserve.
All right, brother. So set it up. Let people know what we're going to do here quickly.
Yeah, so first we're going to talk about a little bit of a controversy over Trump's DOD appointee secretary, Pete Hegseth. And people can have differences of opinion on him. He's not my favorite of Trump's nominees, but one of the lines of attack I think was inappropriate, right? Like it's this whole idea of if anybody has Christian views, we want to drive them out of public life. So I want to talk about a little bit of a inconsistency.
Yeah, welcome to the world of politics where everybody likes to point out inconsistency and it's usually one-sided. All right, so let's look at this first video.
Mentioned that you were not able to serve with your National Guard unit in the protection of the inauguration of Joe Biden because of a tattoo, a Christian tattoo. Can you elaborate just a little bit on what is this very offensive, extremist, racist tattoo that you have?
It's a tattoo I have right here, Senator. It's called the Jerusalem Cross. It's a historic Christian symbol. In fact, interestingly, recently I attended briefly the memorial ceremony of former President Jimmy Carter on the floor of our National Cathedral. On the front page of his program was the very same Jerusalem Cross. It is a Christian religious symbol. And when the events happened before preceding the Biden inauguration, I was a part of the mobilization to defend that inauguration as someone who'd been a proud supporter of Donald Trump, but also a member of the military, had orders to come to Washington, D.C. to guard that inauguration. And at the last minute, those orders were revoked. I'd never had orders revoked before. I'd been on orders to a lot of places to do a lot of difficult and dangerous things. They were revoked, and I was not told why.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, so there's that. And then I don't know if I saw some of the, when Pete was first nominated or chosen by President Trump, all the headlines were writing, this is a white supremacist symbol, right? This, whatever. And I feel part of the danger, and yeah, you can pull up the pictures too, just so we can prove Pete's point. But part of the danger of vilifying normal Christian things, right? Or we saw with the Biden administration and going after various conservative Catholics and whatever, is, how do I word this? In other words, part of like Christian nationalism, right, that we have issues with is pushing, like part of their narrative for why they need this new right thing rather than America's current order can't necessarily work is because they'll point to legitimate acts of discrimination. And so that's why I think it's important for those who are regular Constitution conservatives, right, who don't consider themselves Christian nationalists, to push back against this blatant discrimination. And unfortunately, a lot of people fell for it. But yeah, there you see Jimmy Carter, the Christian nationalist. And then, like I said, that's the floor of our National Cathedral.
Yep, and that's a cathedral right there.
Yeah. And then is Joe Biden a dangerous Christian nationalist standing on the Jerusalem cross there?
I think they bank on the fact that unfortunately many people are ignorant of things, and that should not be a reason why he is not nominated. If you don't want to nominate him based on his views or based on his resume, that's one thing. But based on a tattoo, especially a tattoo that is not racist, as they try to point out, that is there in our National Cathedral, and obviously former President Carter had on the program for his funeral, is ridiculous. And people got to learn how to see past that. But unfortunately, people don't, and some people fall for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, you make a good point. Just because we're defending the fact that he should be discriminated against for a Christian symbol. Listen, and by making that the point of the argument, if there are questions with his resume, he doesn't have the traditional resume of somebody in that position. You take the conversation away from that by going to this. But yeah, no, I just think it's something to keep an eye on whenever there's, Christians that are pushed back against in the public square just for being Christians. I think we gotta say something about that.
Yep. And so stay vigilant. And this is why we do this podcast. Obviously, we don't catch everything. We're not a big production. But in areas that we talk about, it's because we're looking to protect everybody's religious freedom and liberty of conscience. Any final thoughts on this clip?
No, I don't think so.